Let's get into this one right here. As advertised, I told you guys we was going to get into the 2008 NBA playoffs where the Cavs played the Celtics in the second round. And this was, LeBron James taking a bunch of nobodies to the finals, getting dusted off, destroyed, humiliated, and making the NBA look bad, right? And the next season, he played the Boston almighty super team that we hear about all the time. And most of us know that have a brain that these guys came together because they were old, busted up, and broke and beat up. And that was it. They never, they only won one championship. They went to the finals twice. One championship in like 5 years together. But before we get into this, I'm going to tell you how the series went before we get into LeBron's stats. So in game one, the Celtics won 76-72. Game two, look how close that was. Game two, Celtics won 89-73. Not really that close. Game three, the Cavs won 108-84, blew them out. Game four, it was somewhat of a blowout, not a big blowout, but they won by more than 10. The Cavs won 88-77. Game five, Boston won 96-89, and then game six, the Cavs won 74-69, holding the Celtics to 69 points. Insane. In game seven, Boston won 97-92, only by 5 points. So LeBron James was able to take this almighty Boston super team to a game seven, and they lost. Now let's get into LeBron's stats right here. This is very interesting. So in game one, he played 39 minutes, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He was 2 for 18 from the field. He shot 11% from the field. What? 0 for 6 from 3, 0% from 3-point percentage. And he shot a good 80% from the line. And he had 10 turnovers. 10 turnovers, folks, and was a -7. They lost that game. Game two, 42 minutes, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. He was 2 for 24 from the field, 25% from the field, 0 for 4 from the 3, 0% from 3, 69% from the line, and he had 7 turnovers. So this is 17 turnovers in 2 games and was a -15. Game 3, 40 minutes, 21 points. This guy's yet to crack 25 points. 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks, which is good on defense. 5 for 16 from the field, 31% from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, 60% from 3, 66% from the line, and he only had 2 turnovers. Luckily, he was a plus 29, and I think the only reason why because the steals and the blocks, but he shot atrocious again. So in the first 3 games from the field, 11%, 25%, and 31%. Do you think that this will go to game 7? And they won that 3rd game with him shooting like that. So he played 44 minutes, 21 points, still ain't broke 25 points, 6 for 13 from the field. No, my fault. 6 rebounds, 13 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. He was, goodness gracious, 7 for 20 from the field, 35%. Oh my goodness. And 2 for 5 from 3, which is 40%. He was 62% from the line, and he had 4 turnovers and was a plus 15. Was a plus 15 with all that. That's insane. And I think maybe because his steals and blocks, so he had an impact on the floor on defense. And they won that game with him shooting 35% from the field. That's insane. Where we at? So game 5, 45 minutes, now 35 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. He did shoot 12 for 25 from the field, 48%, still ain't broke 50% from the field, 0 for 5 from the 3, 0% from 3. He did shoot 84% from the line because he got there 13 shots, and he had 3 turnovers. They lost that game. Game 5, 47 minutes. I think this might have been overtime. 32 points. 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 9 for 23 from the field, 39.1% from the field, 1 for 3 from 3-point land, 38% from 3, He did shoot 86% from the line, and he shot 15 shots, and he had, what he had? 8 turnovers, folks. 8 turnovers, and still was a +7. Holy crap. Wow, I don't know how he was a +7. No. In game 5, he was a -8. My fault. He was a -8 in game what was it? 5. So game 6, because they did win game 7. They won game 6. Here's game 7. 47 minutes again, 45 points. What is it? 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, no blocks, 4 for 29 from the field, 48% from the field, and 3 for 11. Holy crap. He shot 11 times from the 3, 27%, 73% from the line. He shot 19 times. That's probably why he had all in points. That's why he had 45 points. And 73% from the line. 4 turnovers. No, 2 turnovers, my fault. And he ±0. So just a roller coaster. The last, I want to say 3 games, he finally woke up with 35 points, 32, and 45. In those games, he shot 48%, 39%, and 48%. But the previous 4 games, he had 12 points, 21 points, 21 points, 21 points, and he shot 11% from the field, 25% from the field, 31% from the field, and 35% from the field. Goodness God. So let's look at this. If I can find it. Hold on 1 second. So for the series against the mighty Boston super team that he needed to build a super team against, that he took to a game 7 in 2008. Okay? He faced 3 Hall of Famers. He averaged 26 points per game, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 2.1 steals, 1.3 blocks, 5.3 turnovers. Holy crap. 38% from the field, 23% from 3, and 75% from the line, folks. This is basically the same performance of 2007. The only difference is he scored in 2008, 2007 NBA Finals. The difference is he will average 4 more points. That's it. He averaged 4 more points. He had about the same amount of turnovers. I think he had 5.9, if I ain't mistaken, in 2007 finals. But here he had 5.3, and I think he shot 35% from the field. And here he shot 38%. He shot around the same for 3-point percentage. He shot 23% in this game. He shot a little bit better from the line because he shot under 60% in the finals in 2007. He shot 75% from the line in 2008 against the super team Boston. So comparing that to Michael Jordan, he went against in 86, coming off a broken foot. He faced 3 top 75 players, 4 top 75 players, and 1 Hall of Fame player. So you had Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, Dennis Johnson. Oh, what's this guy's name? Oh my God, with the red hair. I can't believe I forget his name. So Michael Jordan faced these guys. He averaged 43 points per game, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 2.3 steals, 1.3 blocks, 4.7 turnovers, which ain't really good, 50% from the field, 100% from 3, and 87% from the line. So that was the first time Michael Jordan faced a super team, and this was the first time LeBron James faced a super team. And Michael Jordan got swept. LeBron James took them to a game 7, shooting 38% from the field, 23% from the 3. I mean, that guy, I think he was averaging something like 7 threes a game. Let's say 5.3 turnovers, 38% from the field, 23% from the 3, and 75% from the line. I mean, this guy, whoa. He had 3 good games at the end, and that's it. Now, him shooting 38% for the whole damn series, if he would have just shot 45 to 48% from the field, they would have beat Boston. And that's what I'm trying to talk about. And we're talking about he would have beat Boston. and he would have been in the finals again, facing Kobe. And the same thing he did in this series, he ended up doing it the next series in Game 6. And then in 2010, he did this same thing in Games 4, 5, and 6. So that's just what I'm saying. This guy's been a meltdown artist all of his career. And he melted down pretty much in 2007 finals. 2008, right here, he melted down. When we look at his percentages, 2009, he melted down in Game 6. And we already know about 2010, and we know about 2011. And if you want to say 2006, we can really say that because he took a 3-2 lead going back home and played miserably in Games 6 and 7. So this guy has been melting down all of his career, folks. And this is basically why, he needed to go build a super team, because he wasn't that dude at the end. And his teams were basically carrying him. He wasn't carrying the teams when it came down to it. He needed to go build super teams so his super teams could carry him at the end.
The mission is to close, and you've got LeBron James here who needs to be taught how to become a killer. Is there a better teacher than the Black Mamba? The Black Mamba in South Beach? Because you got to remember, he is in Hollywood. And he's a 5-time champion. So if he went Hollywood, it's completely justified because he's got the credentials and the cachet to validate it. But he's still focused, ain't he? Every year, LA, right down the block, and he's still focused. Could you imagine what that boy would do with LeBron James? It's something to think about, and that's all I got to say.
That's all? After you blew the rundown completely to bits? we're 7 topics down the list now.
Provocative, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's incredible. It was quite a speech you just made. Dwayne Wade and LeBron are just too good of friends. They are just too close for their own good. There's way too much of, I'm going to get you yours, and I want you to be this, and I want you to be that, to a fault. They're very, truly, genuinely close friends.
And that is why I'm going to turn you to my mode of thinking on this, guys. Because we all know one thing. Kobe don't have that problem.
It does not have that problem with anybody.
Let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something right now. If LeBron shows up in South Beach with Kobe Bryant as a teammate, and for some reason he shrinks beneath the spotlight, he will hate Kobe. Because Kobe's going to come at him. He's going to come at him. He's going to come at him.
Here's my question.
He's going to come at him.
Here's my
He's a
concern
grown
about
man.
your deal. And I like your deal because it could be one of those classic good trades for both
it helps
teams.
both teams.
Yeah, but here's my problem. You say Kobe can close, but is his window closed?
No.
Is it closed?
Absolutely
Well, I don't know.
You answer that.
I'm scared about it. I don't know.
He looked pretty good health-wise this past year.
Let me tell you something right now. Kobe on his own has a legit 2 years left in him at this level. But with LeBron, you can double that.
All right, that's fair.
Because it's LeBron.
But don't bring me that Kobe will teach him the unteachable, because you cannot learn the clutch gene. I've said it a million times. You just can't. LeBron will be he'll go chosen one to frozen one. It would be up to Kobe to do what Dwayne Wade has not been able to do so far.
I'm going to say this to you. Completely different position. Doesn't even equate. But when an accident that Andrew Bonham elevated this year, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, when Kobe, you got somebody that can get it done.
Okay.
That's
I
in
agree.
your face about what you need to do. Jordan with Pippen. What was he when he first came into the league?
Thank you. I've been saying he's not a top 50 player.
He had the migraine headache.
He's not a top 50 player.
He had the migraine headache in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals in 1987 when Jordan's on a bus and his late father, God rest his soul, is busy hugging his son, and Jordan is crying, talking about when we going to get over the hump, when we going to get over the hump. And Scottie Pippen had let him down, and all of a sudden they came back and they started steamrolling over everybody. Why? Because Jordan elevated Pippen. It can be done. It can be done. It can be done.
You realize what you just admitted?
It doesn't matter.
Scottie Pippen is not a top 50 player. Thank you.
Just because Jordan elevated.
I don't think he said.
Yes, he did.
No, I didn't. Just because Jordan elevated Pippen doesn't mean Pippen's not there. He still got there.
No,
he still got there.
Shannon Sharp, I know how much you love you some LeBron James. You already have him on your Mount Rushmore. In fact, sometimes you make the case that he's the greatest player ever, but then you sort of catch yourself and pull it back maybe one notch or two.
I might not catch myself this time.
You might not, because I might push you right over the edge with what I'm about to say. Okay. What has always driven me the craziest about LeBron James is many people, including you, elevate him into at least the top 5 all time, yet he remains, going into his 14th year, by his standards, a lousy outside shooter and an even worse free throw shooter. And I don't get it, because I have heard this theme for off season after off season after off season. And this is not LeBron hate, I'm stating facts here. LeBron always says, I will improve. I'll work on my free throw shooting. I'll work on my three-point shooting. And the worst happens the year after that. So he made his first one last night, so now he's off to the preseason races, and maybe he's going to improve his three-point shot. But I'm going to remind you, Michael Jordan couldn't shoot a lick when he came into this league out of North Carolina, and he taught himself what became a deadly three-point shot. Magic Johnson couldn't shoot a lick. He had no jump shot when he came into the National Basketball Association. He probably never did have a jump shot, even when he was a pro, right? It was a set shot. But he taught himself a dependable, clutch three-point shot that over time worked. And both of them were 85% free throw shooters, both regular season and post, right in that area. And LeBron remains that 74% free throw shooter that is so beneath the dignity of how great he is. And I'm going to say it again, he just keeps taking too many three-point shots for the good of his team. How has he survived that? How has he lived to tell about that? How does he have the 3 rings that he has? He plays in the Eastern Conference. If he had played in the West over all these years, the dreaded West, I don't think he could have gotten away with missing so many three-point shots. Because I'm going to remind you, let's just look at the biggest picture first. In his postseason history, for any player who's taken at least 700 postseason threes, LeBron is the all-time worst postseason three-point shooter. I'm going to say it again, the all-time worst postseason three-point shooter at 32%. He has missed 608 threes in playoff games. That's a lot of empty trips for his basketball team, but they have survived and lived to tell and gotten to a lot of finals because they're coming through the easier path, which is in the East. So what happened 2 years ago in the postseason? LeBron James shot 23%, which is the all-time worst of the 75 who have taken that many, the minimum shots required. 23%. Yet LeBron had his team, as you remember, I'm going back 2 finals ago, the first one against Golden State, they're up 2-1. LeBron is on the threshold of his greatest achievement as a basketball player, right? If he pulls that one off, no Kyrie, no Kevin Love, wow. I mean, even me, the hater, boy, I would stand up and applaud that.
Find a reason.
Okay, but I didn't find a reason because he gave me a reason. He handed it to me on silver platters because game 4 in LeBron's house, they're up 2-1. And he didn't take a lot of threes in that game. He's just 1 for 4. But he's 7 for 22 from the field, took too many outside shots. He's just never really improved as an outside shooter. And then we fast forward to game 6 that year, where they had a chance back in his house to at least force a game 7. You never know what might happen back in Golden State, as we saw this year. And LeBron goes 2 for 10 from 3. It's inevitable that he's going to have those kind of games a lot more than his occasional rare hot streaks where he'll just go crazy making three-point shots. And then what happened last year, the regular season, after he dedicated his offseason to improving his three-point shot, he shot 30.9%. Last regular season, which was the worst he shot since his rookie year. Did he improve? No, he didn't. Did he improve his free throw shooting? No, he didn't. He's still a liability when it comes to the postseason, especially from the three-point line, but also from the free throw line. And he should be better than that. Do you know how many points he's left on the table by missing free throws? I mean, do I need to remind you, Larry Bird was almost a 90% free throw shooter?
You can talk as long as you want to try to make me forget my points, but I got them written down here, so you take as long as you need, and when you're done, you just let me know, and I'm just going to sit on back here. Hey, don't worry about me. You take as much time as you need.
I got to tell you.
You're like 9 minutes, but I got my numbers right here because I knew this was going to happen.
I got to tell you.
I knew you would do this, and I came prepared for you today. So go ahead, take as much time as you need, Joy. Joy, will you buzz me when he's ready? Okay.
I talked too long, Joy, and I apologize for that, to the point that I just made myself feel sorry for LeBron James because I've piled on too much, and I have a lot more. I could just throw number after number at you, and it would just crush whatever weak, meager argument you're going to throw back at me.
Bron, I got you today, bro. I got you today, bro.
Talking to him?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
wait,
yeah.
There's a rare dunk from LeBron.